tie there. On the day of what's basically his election victory, Petro Poroshenko said he wants negotiations with the East, but that the military operation needs to be stepped up. He's therefore contradicting himself, isn't he? Well, it's going to make life difficult for those negotiations, surely.
He has no interest in he's lying. He's not contradicting himself. He has absolutely no intention of conducting negotiations, and he absolutely said so in various other forums. He said that the operation needs to be stepped up, and it needs to be what he called more efficient. And we see what that means today, right? That means involving shelling against civilians, bombs that fall near occupied apartment blocks, fighter jets and helicopter gunships and grab launchers against urban populations.
So, for want of a better word, he's proposing a short, sharp shock here, yeah, to get it over quickly as he sees it. I guess, therefore, there's going to be a huge ramp-up of the loss of life here over the next coming days, and if that's the case.
Yes, there already has been. The shelling of the Donetsk airport today was followed by an RPG attack on a truck evacuating the wounded, in which they're reporting 35 dead and 15 wounded, according to self-defense sources. Yeah, it's a huge ramp-up, and it's a very scary thing. These are, remember that he refers to them all as terrorists. And if you remember just a couple of weeks ago, when we had the referenda in the East, you had these enormous, overwhelming majorities of people voting. So what they're saying now is that the entire populations of these oblasts are in effect terrorists, or as the more radical right sector and Svoboda adherents call them, Colorado beetles, insects. People are insects, and what you do with insects is you stomp on them, and that's the only thing that they have in store for these people. It's a very dangerous and scary development, a huge escalation.
You talked about the increasing civilian death toll that has been manifesting itself over the last 24 hours. Why are we seeing a huge decline from the West about this?
Because they're paying the bills? Is that a clear-cut enough answer? They put this puppet in control, Willy Wonka, as the Ukrainians have taken to calling him, the Chocolate King, in control in a farcical election, in order just to provide a fig leaf for what they've been planning all along, which is the Zbigniew Brzezinski's plan to scare and encircle Russia. And by doing it through killing large numbers of people in southeast Ukraine doesn't bother them at all.
So what you're basically saying here, there's no surprise that Mr. Poroshenko's won this election. This was all kind of pre-planned. It was going to happen anyway.
Of course.
With that in mind, where's this crisis going to go?
I don't know. I was, even though I was expecting it, I was a little shocked by the brutality and the ruthlessness that came to light. Actually, this was happening while the election was going on. While the farce was being played out, there were people shelling Slavyansk yesterday, not just today. So this is going to further escalate unless and until the fascists are stopped. And that's the only thing. The trouble is that whether he says negotiations or not, they don't want any negotiations. And what the people of the East are, and it's not just in the East, I have to make that clear. There was an attack in Carpathian Rus against a right sector bloc post as well. So this is oligarchic rule returning despite all that Maidan promised, and you're going to have further resistance until there's a decisive victory. There has to be some help from outside and a much broader mobilization of Donbass because they're outgunned and they have ruthless people against them.
Daniel Patrick Welch, political analyst, thank you for your thoughts there.
Thank you.